Hello people, welcome back to Beauty Jam. Today we're going to be doing the Queen review. Now I'm just going to say before this video starts, there is no music because I cannot be dealing with copyright. So there is no music in this video whatsoever, so if you've come for like a reaction or little snippets, it's not going to be this video. I'm just going to be talking about the album. Okay, so Nicki Minaj released her fourth studio album, which is called Queen, on the 10th of August 2018. I am a fan of Nicki, I love her stuff, and I do genuinely, this is coming from like, I know I'm a fan and people can say you're biased, blah blah blah, but genuinely I feel like this is her best work she's done so far. It's definitely not the PinkPrint, it's definitely nothing like the PinkPrint, to be honest. So yeah, actually I can say it's not like any of her stuff, to be honest. It's not like Pink Friday, it's not like Roma Reloaded, it's not like The Re-Up, it's not like any of them. So, but I still love it. So anyway, I'm going to go through and what I thought of the album, what happened and blah blah blah. So August the 10th came. Everyone was kind of in a big question mark as to whether it was being released or not, because there were some rumours going around that apparently she wasn't releasing on the 10th, she was releasing on the 17th, which Nicki started, can I just point out. I don't know whether that was planned or not, whether she planned to make people think it was not coming out, so then it was more like of a surprise, I'm dropping it, really. So I don't really know what was going on. I know she did a radio show on the Thursday night. This is my time, right? She did a radio show Thursday night, which for us was like Friday morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't listen to it because it was 3 AM, so, you know, I mean, I'm a fan, but I love my sleep. So I didn't listen to that radio show. I think Kim Kardashian was there and there were some other people there. Yeah, I didn't listen to that. And that was supposed to be when she was kind of releasing the album, and I'd heard rumours that she was going to release the album at midnight after the radio show, and I was kind of like, yes. So it'll be about 3 AM our time, the album will probably be out, because I think she started the radio show about 10, so it was 2 hours, so I thought the album was going to be out about 5 AM our time. So once I get up Friday morning, it should be available to listen, and I can listen to it then. But things didn't kind of go to plan. I don't know what happened, but all I know is she didn't release the album at midnight, and she was now releasing at noon, which for our time would be about 6-7 PM. So that's kind of what happened. So I went about my daily business on the Friday, ran my businesses, blah blah blah, came home at 5 PM, and I went upstairs, I lay on my bed, and I thought, okay, this is going to happen. Now she was doing another radio show at that time. I forgot what time it was, I didn't look at the time, okay guys. She did another radio show where she was playing the album and talking about the songs as she went along, and can I just say, I loved that idea, because it kind of felt like, even though we were listening on the radio and I was just in my bedroom, it kind of felt like I was listening along with her and all the other barbs, because I was like on Twitter as well. So yeah, it kind of felt like it was all, we were all together and we were all listening to Queen for the first time with Nicki, and I just love that, and I hope that she does that every time from now on. It, you know, just goes on a radio station and plays the album track by track, so that it kind of feels like we're all together, and I just loved that. I loved that unity that we kind of had. Yeah. So she started playing number 1, Ganja Burns. It's supposed to be Ganja Burn, not Ganja Burns. Yeah, this got leaked a few months ago, May, June maybe. Yeah, I didn't listen to it back then because I thought to myself, because people were saying it was leaked from Queen, you know, so I was like, no, I'm not listening to something that's been leaked from Queen. I want to listen to it when Nicki gives it to us. So I didn't listen to it, but I did know it was leaked, and I had seen screenshots and things on my Facebook groups and all this and the other of the video that had been leaked as well. And to be honest, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, people are ruining it, please don't ruin it, because I don't want it to be ruined, do you know what I mean? But that's kind of it. But I loved the song when I first listened to it. I thought it was a great opener. It was very kind of, you know, like you could just sit there and bop to it. It wasn't really a hard hit you in the face kind of song. It was just like a nice flow and a nice little bop, which I liked. Obviously on first listen I didn't quite get everything, so this is why I'm filming this video now. It's because I've lived with Queen for a while now, so I've listened to the lyrics, I've gone on Genius and decoded everything, so now I can actually say okay. But on first listen I didn't really get all the lines, plus I was just in awe of, oh my gosh, we're actually listening to the album, it's been 4 years, you know. So I was just in like this shock kind of state that I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening. But I liked it, and I liked the song very much, and I thought it was a nice opener. Okay, number 2, Majesty. Oh my gosh, she gives us a nice opener and then she just chucks us in the deep end. Oh my life, Eminem and Labyrinth. What? So yeah, she went in with the hard hitting songs, which I wasn't expecting, especially when it comes on, it starts playing, I'm like, and I'm like, yes, this is going to be a nice bop to fit in, and then all of a sudden, boom, and there's the hard hitting beat and the rap comes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? That transition, was not expecting it. But I loved the song. I liked Nicki's verse and I liked Eminem's verse, the fast one, that was nice. The last part of the song, on first listen, I was kind of like, but now that I've lived with it and I've listened to what she's actually saying in the last part of the song, I quite like it now. I like it now. I think it's a nice way to end it. But what I will say is on first listen, I didn't like that. I was kind of, it weren't like, oh no, but it was like a, but like I say, now I've lived with it for a little while, I do think that it fits with the song and I do actually like it. So those are my thoughts on Majesty. Definitely liked that song. Number 3, Barbie Dreams. At this point, I don't know what I was expecting from Barbie Dreams, but oh my gosh. But let's just say, the whole of the Barbie Dreams song, this was my face. Just for the whole song. The whole song. Because she just goes in on every single male rapper that ever flipping exists, like right now, and I think, oh my gosh. And I thought to myself, is this real? Because obviously this was like the first time I'm listening to it, and I was kind of like, is this all real? Did she really try and do this? And did this really happen? And what is going on? You know, and I was genuinely thinking that flipping, she was trying to get with 50 Cent, and that she was, you know, and that Young Thug actually stole dresses from her, and I was like, is this all real? And then DJ Khaled, oh my gosh, and I was kind of like, has she really stopped talking to him? And I was believing everything, like I was being sucked in to this. And then obviously I realised, once I started seeing on Twitter what people were saying, that it was kind of like a whole joke thing, which I liked, but I was genuinely believing it, and I was kind of like, oh my gosh. So yeah, but I was drawn into that song. I loved it, and so far during the album we've been in all of 3 songs, and I was just smiling ear to ear. Oh my gosh. And the last bit of Barbie Dreams just fit really well as well. Ooh, again the transition, wasn't expecting it. Track number 4 was obviously Rich Sex. I had already heard that song because it's already been released. I liked that song, I liked it, but to be honest, now that I've heard the others on Queen, I don't like it as much as the others. So yeah, but I do like that song, it's a good song, but now that I'd heard other things, I was like, oh my gosh, bloody Rich Sex, sit down, man. Number 5 was Hard White. I was a tad disappointed when I heard Hard White because I'd already heard Halfback. Now I know when Ganja Burns I didn't listen to it. Reason being is because I knew it was from Queen. Halfback I didn't know was from Queen when I first listened to that. I thought that it was just a song that Nicki hadn't released and perhaps scrapped. That's what I thought it was. And that was like a year ago sometime. So, and it was called Halfback, and I was kind of like, okay, I'll listen to it because it's not from anything, she's just scrapped it, so I'll listen. And I listened to it. To be honest, I was kind of disappointed when I heard that Hard White was Halfback because I was expecting a brand new song and it wasn't. So I was just sitting there just basically saying every single line because I already knew that song. And I was even more disappointed when she hadn't changed anything about the song, because I was thinking perhaps she's changed something, like a line, or she's added a verse in, and she didn't. It was exactly the same song. But then, when I sat back, I kind of thought, hang on a minute, Sacha, you were the one that listened to the leak, you were the one that ruined it for yourself, so don't bring this out onto this album by saying, are you disappointed? Because no, you were the one that listened to the leak, and you were the one that ruined it for yourself. So I took a step back and I was like, kind of like, okay, it's on the album, whatever. But as Hard White, as a song, I liked it. I did, but I was just a tad disappointed because I wasn't expecting it to be that song, that's all. But I'm not going to take that out on Queen because that was my own fault. And if I wouldn't have listened to the leak, then I wouldn't have had that, would I? So it was my own fault. But Hard White as a song, loved, especially the second verse. Second verse is my favourite. Okay, number 6 was Bed. I like Bed, I really do. But talking about the album as a whole, it doesn't fit. Not in my opinion. I'm not a musician or anything. Like, I don't know anything about music or releasing albums or anything like that. But from my own personal perspective, Bed does not fit on this album whatsoever. It seems too, I don't know. Like when she said that Ariana Grande, she didn't have a song for her to fit on the album. I know why now. I totally get it. Because Ariana Grande would not fit on any other song apart from that one. But I just feel that it just doesn't fit with the whole album vibe. But it's a nice song. I just wish she would have perhaps released Bed as a promo single. No, I just wish she would have released Bed before and then just not included it. But it was just like a teaser. You know, like here's a teaser song for Queen that's coming. This isn't on the album, but it's just like a teaser. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because I just don't think it fitted on the album. But it's a nice song. I can bop to it. Summer tune, you know, the hits, the charts, it'll chart, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, number 7, Thought I Knew You. Let me be honest now. I was listening to this on the radio still. I was still listening with Nicki. She seemed to really like it. I didn't really like that song. Now, I liked Nicki's part, but it just felt like more of the Weeknd song than Nicki's. It felt like it should have been on his album and Nicki was just the feature. That's just my personal opinion. But I did like the song, but I just didn't like the fact that Nicki was hardly on it, because I thought to myself, this is on your album, you should be dominating every track. You know, like you should be the main one on every track. I'm not saying to rap on every track, because I do know that she likes to sing, but I just wish she would have had a bit more than what she did, because it did feel like the Weeknd song. And to be honest, every time I listen to Queen, I always end up skipping that one now, because it's just, to me, it's a skip song. And the pure reason is that Nicki isn't on it enough, and I feel like I'm listening to the Weeknd now. But that's just my personal opinion, and it's only one song out of 20 odd, so I'm not going to let it get to me. Number 8, Run and Hide. Now, this song, when I first listened to it, I was a bit like, I don't know where this album's going now. Do you know what I mean? Because we just had Thought I Knew You, I didn't really like that. Now we've got Run and Hide, and I was kind of like, but I went onto Genius and I looked at the lyrics. Now, when you look at the lyrics, songs kind of give you a different meaning, because you're actually reading along with what they are saying, rather than kind of trying to guess, which is what I was doing on the radio station. Once I read the lyrics and listened to it along with the lyrics, I started to like it, because I could see the meaning behind the lyrics now. Like, I can see what she's trying to say and the story behind the song, and I started to like it. Not as much as like Majesty, Barbie Dreams and blah blah blah, but I liked it. I could get to it. Number 9 was Chun Sway. Now, I liked this song. I did like it. Nicki says she's going to try and edit some of her verses or something. I don't really know how I feel about that. A lot of people are saying to leave it, but to be honest, I'm here for all Nicki new stuff, to be honest. So if she wants to change a verse, I'm here for it. Do you know what I mean? Because I wanna hear. So yeah, one thing I didn't like was we got a song called Chun-Li, and then we have a song called Chun-Sway, which is just Chun-Li mixed with Sway-Li. Is it Sway-Li? Yeah, Sway-Li. Sorry, I had to check. So I kind of feel like the name of that song could have been changed, because Chun-Sway just sounds like, oh well, we'll take this name and we'll take your name and put it together and there you go. Do you know what I mean? So I just felt like the name of that track could have been changed a little bit, but again, that's just my personal opinion. But what I liked about the end of that was, sorry, I've just spoiled that. What I liked about the song was the end. Oh my gosh, I love the end where she laughs and she shouts her fans out, and oh, I just love that bit. It made me smile, and I was like, wow, we're actually here listening to Queen after 4 years. And everyone's listening together on Queen radio, which I just loved. I just had that like warm feeling when I heard that. Yeah, the number 10's obviously Chun-Li. I've already spoke about this song before in one of my Jamm Lives and monthly favourites, I think. Yeah, I love that song, very, very good. I see why she's had it as the single. Very good choice in single. Yes, so I liked that one. Number 11 is LLC. We are starting to get back into the Majesty Barbie Dream part, which I loved. So LLC to me was a hit straight away. I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening again. We are going back into the hard beats and the raps again, which I liked. I loved LLC very much. Number 12, Good Form, also known as The Benz Song and always will be known as The Benz Song. Yes, loved it. There are a lot of challenges going around, the Good Form challenge, if you haven't seen it online. I loved that song. And I was just so happy we were getting back into the fast beaty stuff after like kind of Thought I Knew You and Run and Hide. I was like, okay, we're going this way, and then Nicki was like, no, we're going back over here. So yeah, the next one is called NipTuck. Now, I didn't understand this name and still don't really understand this name. I don't know what a NipTuck is. Is this like an American thing? Because I don't know what it is. Yeah, but again, this one was kind of like Run and Hide. I had to go onto Genius to kind of see what she was talking about. And again, it was like that one. At first I was like, but now I know what she's talking about and how deep she goes. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see now. Now I've lived with it. This is just it with albums. You have to live with them before you can give a full opinion. So that's why I wanted to leave this video, because I wanted to live with it for a while, and that's what I did. So NipTuck, yes, I'm going to listen to that one now. Because at first I was like, I'm going to skip this, but I thought, no, I'm going to listen to the lyrics, and I'm going to read it along with Genius, and we're going to see. And I did, and I loved it. So yes, the end verse in that, oh my gosh, so much truth. Number 14 is an interlude. It's called Too Lit Too Late. Do not like that name. Reason being is she uses the word number 2, which I haven't done since I was about 14, and the word lit as old fashioned now. Like it's old fashioned now. We need to stop saying that word. So I didn't like the name, personal opinion, but the actual song itself I liked. Although it is only 50 seconds because it's a flipping interlude. So yeah, I wasn't very happy about that. I wanted it to be like a 3-minute song. That was decent, that was. I liked the little bop, the little beat. I was like, yes, yes. And then it's kind of just over. Before you know it, it's over. And I'm like, what? So that's Too Lit Too Late. Too Lit Too Late. Number 15, Come See About Me. Started crying, didn't I? Yeah, started crying, guys. I don't know why. I just think it was a case of, because she was saying, come see about me, come see what I've been up to, come see how I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And I just think there's so much truth in that. And I think it doesn't matter who you are, you've lost someone who's still, I'm not on about death here, I'm on about losing people, you know, through you just don't see each other anymore, or you just don't talk anymore, or maybe you had an argument and they've just gone. You know, and you do, in some moments in your life where you are alone or you're just reflecting, you do think about them and they are still there. And I think that was just kind of like that moment where I was sitting there and I was kind of like, oh my gosh, there's not many people at all, but there's a few people that I would love to just come and see about me, you know, and I would love to just see them again, but it's been too long a time now for me to get back in touch and say hi, because it's just weird now, so I'm not going to be able to do it because I don't have enough confidence. But I would love for them to just come and see me, you know, but they won't, so, you know, and I think it was just the realisation of it, and I think a lot of people perhaps felt that. Yeah, so I started crying. Plus I think I was emotional, that's the word. I was emotional anyway, because it was kind of like, oh my gosh, we're actually listening to Queen and we're here after 4 years. I think that had finally caught up with me, because at first you're kind of like whisked up into the whole here's the new album and oh excitement, you know, but then once you get to track 15, you've been listening to it for a while, it's kind of like you get the emotions come then of, this is our first bit of album since, obviously like not singles included, but this is our first album in 4 years, and everyone's listening to it together, and I'm listening to it with Nicki, and oh my gosh, and blah blah blah, and then the emotions come, and I just think it was one of those things, but loved the song. 16 is called Sir. First listen, didn't like it, I was like nope, but once I lived with it, I liked it. I liked it now. I didn't have to go on Genius for the lyrics for that, but I just, once I listened to it a few more times, I got with the flow and I was like, okay, yeah, I like this song now. That it will be one of the songs that she will do on tour because it's got Future on it, so she will 100% do that one on tour pretty much every night, I'm guessing. So I was kind of like, you best like this flipping song, Sacha, because you're going to be listening to it. So it's a good job, I like it now. So yeah, that was another song that I liked. 17, Miami, liked this one as well. I thought it was a good bop. I could like nod to it, and it was kind of like bringing me out of that, because I'd been crying on Come See About Me, and then we have Sir, which is kind of, it's not a hard rap, but it's kind of like a, this is how I'd explain Sir, right? And then Miami's kind of like a good bop, and it's kind of like, it kind of like, it felt like it was bringing me out of the emotions and kind of back into the boppiness, do you know what I mean? So I was like, yes, still rap I might add, but just like a and it was kind of bringing me out of that Come See About Me stage, which I liked. Yes, that was good. 18 was Coco Chanel. Not one of my favourites on the album, to be honest, but I liked Nicki's verse, and I liked Foxy Brown's verse as well. She was okay. It took me a while to kind of get what she was saying. I had to go on Genius and kind of decipher things, but it was okay. But not my favourite at all. My favourites are more near the beginning, but yeah. And then she has an outro called Inspirations. This I liked it, but I didn't like what she'd done with it, because I was expecting a brand new 50-second outro. Wait, is it 50 seconds? Yeah, 50 seconds. I was expecting like a nice, like, boom outro, do you know what I mean? But it was just the end of Coco Chanel. It was exactly the same beat, it was just, she might as well have just added that onto the end of Coco Chanel, had 18 songs, like, genuinely. And this is coming from a fan, like, I just didn't get it. I was like, why is this a separate song? And it's not even like an outro, do you know what I mean? It's just the end of that song put into Make 19. I didn't understand that. I really didn't get that. And I still don't understand why she did that, but whatever. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was coming from me. Now, track number 20, this isn't track number 20, but I'm going to call it track number 20. It's called Sorry, and it's featured with Nas. This was kind of released after the album. This isn't part of the album, but I'm going to cover it because I'm going to class it as part of the album, because she was supposed to have it on there. So I'm going to kind of class it as track 20, but it's not. It's called Sorry feat. Nas. I liked that song. I think it was good. I think sometimes I just liked the vibe of it. and it does speak some truth on there, you know. And I do think that that kind of the beat was kind of a summer bop, but the lyrics kind of reminded me of Come See About Me. Like, if Sorry would have been before Come See About Me, they would have gone together quite well. I don't know whether that was the original plan, because he did take Sorry off the album, but that's what I thought. Track number 21, Barbie Dreams. This is on the Target edition. Now, this isn't on the actual Queen album. You have to get the Target exclusive. But obviously Barbie Dreams was already released before with Chun-Li, so everyone's already heard that song. But that is a Target exclusive, so it is actually on Queen, but it's just on the Target exclusive. And then track number 22 is called Regular Degular. That is also on a Target exclusive, so if you want that song, you will have to buy it from Target, which you cannot get in the UK. So I had to listen to it on YouTube when they uploaded it. But I liked it. I liked Regular Degular. I wish that Regular Degular was on the actual album. I know it is on the Target one, but I mean like the actual one. I wish that it was, because I liked it. I liked it. I liked the way she goes la at the end of everything. I liked that. I liked it. So overall, I did like Queen. There were some songs on there that I just think, not that I don't like them, but they're just a bit of a skip for me, you know. She is on about adding things, editing things on there, so there you go. Now, I have read online that some people were saying that it was a bit of a mess, release-wise, because nobody really knew when it was coming out and blah blah blah. I think she did that on purpose. I know I said at the beginning of the video I don't know whether she did it on purpose, but as I've been saying things now, I've come to the conclusion that I do think she did it on purpose. I think she did it on purpose so that people didn't know whether she was releasing it or not. I'm not going to go into details because I'm not here about that, but there have been a few rumours going around that there are some companies out there that are trying to not get Nicki's album to #1. They're like buying other songs so that she doesn't chart. How true this all is, I don't know. There are rumours that people are being paid to say horrible things and that they're being paid to leave bad reviews. But how true all this is, I don't know. Anyway, back to the album, back to the positivity stuff. I liked it. Overall, I liked it. I didn't really think... she changed the track list quite a lot from what I can gather from her Twitter. But I didn't really understand the track listing because we went in with Ganja Burns, which is kind of like a reflective kind of song. Then we had Majesty, which was hard hitting. Then we had Barbie Dreams, which was Barbie Dreams, which was hard hitting. Then we had Rich Sex, Hard White, and then we had Rich Sex and Hard White, and they were hard hitting. Then we had Bed, which was kind of like another bop. Then we had Thought I Knew You, which was kind of like a reflective song. Then we had Run and Hide, which was kind of like a reflective song in a way. Then we had Chun Sway, which was back to hard hitting. Then we had Chun-Li, which is back to hard hitting. And then we had LLC and Good Form, which were also hard hitting. And then we go to NipTuck and Come See About Me, which are like emotional songs. And then we're back onto the bops with Miami and Sir, and then we're back to the hard hitting with Coco Chanel. I just feel like the track list, the listing of the tracks was kind of everywhere. If I would have done it, coming from somebody who doesn't know anything about music, but if I would have done it, I would have put all the hard hitting songs first. So forget that Coco Chanel has an outro, okay? Forget the outro. I would have put all the hard hitting songs first. So it would have been like Majesty, Barbie Dreams, Rich Sex, Hard White. Then I would have perhaps put Chun Sway, then maybe Chun-Li. Then I would have put LLC, Good Form, Miami, Sir, and then I would have put Bed, because Bed is a nice transition song into the emotional side. And then I would have perhaps put, you know, Thought I Knew You, Sorry, if that was still on the album. Then like Come See About Me, NipTuck, Run and Hide, and I would have put all the emotional songs together and all the hard hitting songs together, because the way we were like hard hitting, then kind of reflective, then emotional, then we were going reflective again, then hard hitting again, then emotional again. It was kind of like too much of a journey, that kind of wise, and I felt like I was kind of here, there and everywhere with the track listing, but that's my personal opinion, genuinely. I might not even include this because I don't even know, I just don't know, I just didn't like the track listing, the way I liked all of the tracks, but I just didn't like the way they were listed out. Unless you've listened to the album multiple times, you probably wouldn't, you know, get it. But I don't know. It's kind of like with the PinkPrint, we had like emotional songs, then we had a few hard songs, then we had the Anaconda and the dancey songs, and then we had emotional again, and it kind of all fitted into a circle, which was nice. But this one just kind of seemed to be here, there and everywhere. I don't know whether she was rushed near the end maybe when they were pressing her for the track list, so maybe that's why, I don't know. But I'm not gonna say that that's ruined the album, because it hasn't. Like, if Nicki wants those tracks that way, let her have the tracks that way, do you know what I mean? But just, if I would have done the album, I would have perhaps done it a bit different. And perhaps there is things that I'm just clueless about in the music industry. Perhaps there's something that's like, you can't have all the emotional songs together because then this will happen. Like, perhaps there's something that I don't know, perhaps I'm just clueless about it, but that's just what I thought. I genuinely thought that it was kind of like we were here, there, like a proper roller coaster. And sometimes I don't like that. Like, I like songs to fit together. Like, this song, track number 1 should fit with track number 2. Track number 2 should fit with track number 3. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I said Bed is a good link song. It really is. And so, you know, that's just, I don't know. It just felt like a bit here, there and everywhere with the listing. But that's all I'm going to say on it. And it hasn't ruined the album at all. And that is just genuinely my personal opinion. Like I said, I am a fan of Nicki. And I love her to bits. I really do. I've been following her since 2009. So, you know, I've had a good few years. 9 years. Plummy neck. But yeah. Anyway, so that was that. That was the Queen album. I did really love it. If you want to check out the Queen album and you haven't listened to it yet, then make sure you either buy it on iTunes or stream it on Spotify or anywhere else that streams. I will leave links in the description below. And check it out because it is a cool album. I loved it. So yeah, that's going to be it. And we've just got the tour to go now. If you do like the album, then make sure you get your tickets for the Nicki Hendrix tour. So yeah, and make sure you do get those flipping tickets if you want to go, because they might, you know, little totes, don't get me started. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure you give it a thumbs up. I am thinking about doing a Sweetener review in a few weeks, maybe. I have kind of just been listening to Queen. I have listened to Ariana Grande's album, but I haven't had a chance to process it yet because I've just been listening to Queen. But I am thinking of listening to it a few more times and then maybe doing a review on that one as well. So if you're interested in that, then make sure you subscribe for more videos from me and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you next week. Bye!